So, 2023 was quite the interesting year. There was a lot of politics at this time, so I have decided what better time to talk about giant robots. After all, giant robots have never been political whatsoever. Joking aside, I did previous I did this previously and it turned out pretty well. I really enjoyed myself and I hope that I'm able to bring more people into this hobby by not only pointing out the gems of this year, but also making sure that you can avoid the duds. On top of that, I'll be recommending the Mecha anime for beginners, what I believe is the overall best, and then topping it all off with my personal recommendation for the year. So, without further ado, we will be diving into the Mecha of 2023. Starting with this show is called Alice Gear Aegis Expansion. I don't think I pronounced that right, nor do I care. I genuinely hate this show. It's a slice of life show. Also, it's a mecha and slice of life show. Okay, cool. But the problem is, slice of life can sometimes get really, really, really boring. And that's exactly what this is. This feels like a waste of time. Like, genuinely, this is one of the worst shows of the year. I hate it. And I want nothing more than to leave this behind. So, skip it. Do not watch it. We're going to be talking about the good things now. I just wanted to get the bad one out of the way. Now, on to the... For honorable mentions, we have Kokaiu Seki. There's a spin-off of that this year called At the Borderline Ultra Steel Ogre Gear. This series is pretty alright, just it has the most anime name. Like, this is the anime name that you make fun of, you know? But, like, this is the reason that in America they have certain, like, anime parodies and kids' TV shows which are called Super Dynamic, Ultra, Mega, Zord. You know, like, that they come from shows named like this. Anyway, moving on. Gundam released a new spin-off show called the Gundam Build Metaverse, which is similar to Gundam Build Fighters. I have not seen it either. Then we have Favner. Yes, that's how you pronounce it, I believe, at least. Which is a spin-off movie, I believe, to a TV show that came out like 10 years ago. Which, to be fair, good on them, like, continuing the series. If you're interested in it, obviously check it out. And on top of continuations, we had the Gridman movie, the Dino Xenon movie, and Gridman Universe movie. All three of these, where would I recommend them? Gridman, don't watch. Dino Xenon, don't watch. Why? Why would you watch them? Watch the TV show. The TV show has better pacing. Because, as you can probably guess, trying to cram 12 episodes into 2 hours isn't that great. It's not bad, but it's not a substitute for the show. Gridman Universe, on the other hand, I found quite enjoyable. It didn't make the cut for beginner overall best or personal recommendations, but it's a solid watch, and if you have investment in this franchise, I would wholeheartedly recommend it. Alright, next one. Ava 3.0 minus 46 hours. More Ava stuff. I have seen all of Evangelion multiple times, and I am quite a big fan of it. So when I say that this is an okay short, that means it's okay. Next, another continuation of FLCL, both for Grudge and Shoegaze. Not really much to say. FLCL was pretty dormant for these past couple of years, and now it's got a revival not once, but twice in the same year. As you can see, this year was pretty much continuations. There were a few new mecha, which we will get into later. But for the most part, this was really the continuation of Mecha from previous years, or the attempted revival of past dormant franchises. How effectively that was is really determined by you, the viewers. Anywho, let's move on to Alright, so for the beginner category, we have Bullbuster. Bullbuster, yes. Now, that has no connection to Diebuster. None whatsoever. I know. Looking at the poster, looking at the trailer, it looks nothing like Diebuster. But I had to get that off my chest, and I had to make it very, very, very apparent. Diebuster and Gunbuster and Bullbuster, well, one of these things is not like the other, and you can probably guess which one it is. Now, this show started in October 4th this year and wrapped up on the 20th, so it was only a short 12 episodes, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was relatively easy enough to follow. The main cast was all solid and pretty developed. On top of that, it didn't shove too many weird ideas at you and stayed very grounded with not as much excess things you have to worry about. So this is a very good beginner mecha anime, as I put this year. Like, if you're trying to get into the genre, you might enjoy this one. However, it is not my personal recommendation. That comes later on, but for this one, I had a really solid time with it, and considering it doesn't introduce too many weird concepts, it is a solid starting point, and I can't help but emphasize that because, well, that's what the beginning category is for. Now, let's move on to moving on to the overall best, we have Mobile Suit Gundam Witch from Mercury. This was a 12 episode series. Well, I say it was technically 24, but it was split apart, and now this is the second season of it. So obviously there is that indentation that you have to watch the first season to pretty much understand what is happening whatsoever. However, both seasons are 12 episodes long, so it's not really a big deal. It ended in July this year, which, wasn't too long ago, but as you can clearly see, the animation holds up really well. And I must say, it is the most popular mecha this year. It has a very good reason to be. Everything around this show is solid. Everything is good. It's so good, in fact, that I made a review on the second part previously. So if you want more of my opinion on that, you'll see it there. However, you have something else that might be going on that you might want to be a part of. See, I have a YouTube channel. I don't know if you knew that. But, see, I'm planning to hit 500. My goal was to hit it by the end of this year. I'm still hoping maybe I'll be able to squeeze out just by, but I can only make that happen with your guys' help. And this has been a great time on this YouTube channel. I continue to keep moving forward, and I hope to make you guys happy in the future by releasing even better content. So, for that to happen, you guys help me, I help you. I improve my skills, which provides you with better entertainment. You give me more subscribers. We rinse and repeat the cycle until, I don't know, I wind up on Trash Taste or something. But anywho, this has been a blast. This whole year has been fantastic, and I hope I get to spend another one with you guys. And if you do want to hang out with me for the next couple of years, well, make sure to subscribe. Alright, now on to the Synduality Noir is my personal recommendation for the year. I had a lot of fun with this show. It's not as easy as bullbuster to get into, and it's not as good as Witch from Mercury. But the thing is, it does both. Like, it's in a competing leg, and it's a competing leg for both categories this year, which is why, after much thought, I gave it my personal best, or personal recommendation. So, what does that mean? Well, that means I like the show, and if you have similar taste to mine, most likely you will like it too. This takes place in a post-apocalyptic setting, which is something I like. It has it's a little bit goofy, but also does have a unique, not unique, but nice intensity to it, and that it has a very good way of meshing the rather lighthearted humor and general tone with its more post-apocalyptic area. On top of that, the world building is pretty fascinating most of the time, and getting to see new locations and finding out new things about the world is very engaging, and I really did enjoy it. It ended September of this year, however, a sequel is on the way next year, so look forward to that for me doing this once again, because, as I stated prior, this is a tradition I have started, and I will continue to do it every single year until my bones crack. Or I get, I don't know, too big for my britches. Whatever comes first. Now, it was good. No other way to say it. All the characters pretty well balanced in the terms of likability plus development, and it is a little bit harder to get into than Bullbuster, I would say, mostly due to the fact that, well, it has more standard anime tropes, which is why I didn't put it in the beginner category. Because the beginner, most people honestly can watch something in the beginner category and be completely fine, but noir is a little bit on the more anime side, so it will be harder to get into for just about anyone. Especially since I notice with mecha anime, people have a really hard time with it, like getting into it, understanding it, or literally watching it at all, because half the time I tell people that I watch mecha anime, and they go, "Oh, what do you mean? I don't like mecha anime. The only mecha anime I liked were Code Geass and Evangelion." And I go, "Oh, so have you seen any others?" "No." And then I'm like, there we go. Con 15k. But yeah, so personal recommendation, did enjoy it. Action, I didn't mention this before, is also pretty good. It does use CGI, but kind of just got to bite the bullet now. That's what us mecha fans have to do now. There's always going to be CGI. You can't escape it. It's like Thanos. It's inevitable. Anyway, I will see you guys on the flip side, because I just wrapped up the 2023 Mecha Anime Awards. Goodbye, folks.